What's going on, everybody? I'm James Jackson, and today I'm going to be doing a grade. I put a poll together about a video I posted on a grade that I did, and you guys really gave some great reactions to it. It was using a grade footage that I got using the Fujifilm X-T3. Today I'm going to give a tutorial on how I put that together, and really it was just the like 90%, or maybe I'll say like I will say about 80% of the dot was using one tool and one tool only, and it's right in the Resolve. There's no plugins, there's no additional things you have to buy, and you can even use this tool even with the free version. So join me today and I'm going to talk about it. So let's get right into it. All right, guys, so this footage that you guys are seeing right here is actually from, again, the Fujifilm X-T3, and the images that you are seeing right now is actually, they're not mine, they're actually stock footage from ArtGrid. So if you guys have an ArtGrid account, you can get access to those and play around with these. The beauty thing about ArtGrid that I absolutely love is the fact that they give you, not only do they give you like really high quality, good quality footages, they also break it down in different characteristics and themes and people's shots you want. They give you log and raw, but also they let you know the information of what camera it was shot on and what, not necessarily, but they won't tell you the log footage, which I really wish ArtGrid did. But it's a great platform to use. It's definitely expensive, but it is absolutely worth it. I know this is turning into a little bit of a plugin for ArtGrid, but it's definitely worth it, especially given if you plan to use stock footage for any projects. The license is lifetime. So once you use it and you have it and you got that license, you can use it for life, even if you end your subscription. So that's a great thing about it. So definitely check out ArtGrid or even Artlist. It's one of my favorite tools. I actually have links that will give you a discount in my description, so you can get footages like this, as well as from Arri, Blackmagic, Red cameras, Canon cameras, Venice, the works. But let's get right into this and let's actually talk about this. So the main thing that we are going to be talking about, the way we're going to build this grade is basically majority of it is going to be right here, which is probably one of the most powerful tools that you have. There's other great tools inside Resolve, but what you can do with this is going to take out a lot of the load and a lot of the things with this. So in this case, we are talking about the curve and the custom curves. And what essentially this does is it allows us to just map it, and you'll see sort of everything. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to just use this label. So I'm going to just use this as levels. And then I'm going to make another one that is I'm going to call this Luminance, and you'll see it in a second. The next thing I'm going to put out is I'm going to have HDR. And then the next one, by the way, all of these are going to be done in just 5 nodes. The next one is going to be my teal look. And then finally, it's going to be my black point correct. So let's start with the levels. And essentially, the levels are basically we're going to use the curves. And essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take these and I'm going to just essentially try to get everything to the levels I want it to be. So I'm going to put this right here, and I'm essentially going to pull this down. I want this sort of a little bit lower, right around here. I'm going to go to this sports bra or this bikini, and I'm going to point this because this is the white point. I'm going to pull that, and I'm going to pull that up just slightly. But majority of this is going to be the black, which is this area right here. And we're going to pull this down. And as you can see, as we pull this down, this is really helping us get that curve. I'm trying to just right now feel it. So where do I want majority of this? Cool. I'm actually going to pull this down a little bit more because right now I'm also looking at the saturation. And I'm trying to see where exactly do I want the saturation of the skin to be, so I can help make it stand out along with, you know, the reds in here. And this is actually a little bit, let's smoothen this out a little bit. I want to pull this down right here, but then I'm going to raise this just a little just to give myself some just to curve it off a little. And as you can see, so this is right now, this is a good starting point. But the main thing I want is to basically, for this first iteration, I want to try to get my color, my saturation to where I want it, particularly the skin. It's like when you get the skin sort of where you want, right there, it's actually good. And then also getting the black point where you want it to be. Right now it's still a little level off, but that's fine. Let me see if but this is kind of essentially where I want to, we could pull this down even more, but I don't want to. I like it right here. We'll fix this a little bit more in the second one. I'm just trying, like, just, again, play around till I get the feel of where it is. And there it goes. So I'm happy with that right now. Now we're going to go to the luminance, and we're still in the curve aspect of the curve custom tab. And now we're going to be doing, right now we're going to get our levels how we want to. So I'm going to turn, all we're going to do is focus on the luminance, because now what will happen is, as I pull this up, pull this down, I'm actually not affecting saturation. So I'm not going to spill saturation or anything. It's just, this is just purely on getting the luminance values how I want to. And with this, this is allowing me to basically smooth this out to give it a smoother gradient. And with this, I'm going to turn on this section right here, which is edible splines. And you'll see what it will happen. So what it's going to do is going to keep these splines, and what's going to do is just create these very, very smooth levels. So I think, so I'm trying to see, where do I want this to be? So right now I'm seeing this, I'm saying, okay, I want this right about here. And then I'm going to take the blacks. I'm going to take this, I'm going to pull this down. Because again, I'm only now affecting the black area. And then it's sort of like, okay, let's see, how do I want it curved off? And that looks good. Now, see the before, where everything was still kind of fades to black, now after. And we didn't affect the saturation, and just look how much tonality this is. And this, because normally if you try to do it with, again, if we try to just do this here, we're going to be pulling the saturation down with here. Here, we're just trying to just get the luminance, is sort of the tonality of it. And this is sort of, is what works with this. Because now look at the tonality, again, before, where it still felt, the black levels were raised, it still looked a little flat. Now look at that, it looks great, it looks awesome. Now we're gonna go into the HDR tab, and really at this point, all we're doing is just fine tuning. We're just smoothing out. We're using a fine tune brush just to like smooth everything out right now. So, and the HDR tab is perfect for that. So I'm just gonna go here, and right now I'm gonna just get these, I wanna just get shadows, light, highlight, okay. So I'm looking at my levels right now, and I'm gonna right now I'm just gonna pull my light up just to lift it. I'm just gonna lift it there, and then I'm also going to lift, actually, so you'll see in the waveforms. Let me put this, and I'll reset this real quick. So I'm just going to lift it just a bit right there for the light, just to give it some levels, and then I'm going to really pull up the highlight. And you'll see just that little bit right there just gives so much more definition. Now we're going to go to the shadow side, darker side, and we're going to go and basically drop the shadows. Actually, no, I'm going to raise them. I want to raise them, but just a little bit, like a smudge. And then I'm going to drop the dark right about there. I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. And then finally, I'm gonna leave the blacks where they are. So, and then let me go full screen so y'all can see. So before, you know, still nice, but now there is so much more definition. So now we got so much more definition, both in her skin, as well as as well as the swimsuit top. There's so much more. Now, normally, I think most people will say at this point right now, "Hey, this looks great. You can print this. This will be good." But I wanna really pull with these because her skin is definitely in that red. You got these red petals. You got this. I want to play more with this. Now we're going to move into the teal section, and the main thing of this this area here is I want to, well, like right now everything is looking nice, but I really want to pull out this tub and really give that two-tone tonality of orange and teal, or really give it a teal look. So with the teal, I'm going to just simply go to the lift, and I'm just going to pull this down ever so slightly, just a little bit, just a smidge, but it's all the difference in the world. So before, this is what it was set up, still nice, cool print, but now after, and here's how it looks. Again, this is a lot. I love this because especially you'll see. It'd be easier to see right here. You'll see that it's now giving this little pop in terms of the tub in combination of the rest of it with the flower petals and the white. But as y'all will see, as I pull up, we kind of pulled it, and now it's sort of bleeding into both the whites. A little bit into the whites, but definitely in her blacks, especially you can see in her hair. So this comes to our final part, which we're going to go back to the curves. And we're going to go back here, and we're going to go to the individual RGB aspects. But this time we're going to turn off edible splines. We're going to use another thing that's here, which is add default anchors. So the first thing I want to do is I want to ever so slightly just raise the blacks, just raise it here, because again, we're trying to compensate. But the main one I want to do is raise the black point, and then pull this down a little bit. But I mainly want to raise the black point so I can get it out of her hair. And then we're going to probably move this down a little. And then right there, just that little thing, so we can just make sure this keeps an authentic look. So we raise the black points. Let me look, and then let me actually pull up our vector scopes, because this will definitely help us pull out. And it looks like that's cool. The white point is got slightly pulled into this, which is probably this area right here. So I'm going to create a point here, another point here, and then I'm going to just raise the reds where I'm only pulling the reds here. And then we can also go into if we want to, we can pull the greens out, but we pretty much got the whites back to where we want to. We got the reds, and I still got this teal pop, but it looks like it got a little bit too much. So let's pull this. So let's go back to the reds, and we want to pull this down just a little bit so we don't lose some of that teal. And there it is. So, and if we turn this off, and then we look here. Oh, sorry. So we turn this off now, and you'll see when I turn both of these off, both of these on. Oh, come on. There we go. So we turn this off, both of these off, and both of these on. we still got the tonalities. Her skin is looking great. And now there's just a nice two-tone to it. But the blacks are, but we're still getting blacks in her hair. The whites are still looking, and the whites, we can see that the whites. So actually, from the looks of it, we still need to, let's go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the blues, and we're gonna get the edible spines of the, not edible spines, sorry. We're gonna get the default of the blues, and we're gonna just slightly pull the blues out of here. And then we're gonna take the greens and set green defaults, and we're gonna pull that down as well. We're just pulling it out of that area. There we go. There we go. And literally, that is it. Literally, that is it. Pretty much, like I said, 85% using only the custom curves. We were able to essentially get this awesome look. So again, let's start here. So let's turn this all off. So we initially, what we did, we started with our levels just to make sure we got our saturations where we wanted to. Then we went to our luminance, so we played with the curves. Then we added some fine tonalities with the HDR. Then we added in our teal look, and then we added our black point corrections, black and white point corrections. So everything sort of balanced it out and just looks professional. And that's it, basically. It's very simple, very easy. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed this tutorial. If you want to see more color grading tutorials, definitely leave your comments below. Let me know if there's maybe some cameras you may want to try out, or maybe there's a certain look for a certain film you want to know how to get it. Let me know. Leave your comments below. And as always, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, take care, everyone.